Alright, so in today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Blitzwolf BW-F4 X-Bass Bluetooth speaker. This was sent out to me by Blitzwolf themselves, and I'm going to be doing a review on it today. So if you're interested in that, stick around and watch this video for a full comprehensive review of this portable speaker. Alright, so let's start with the build of this Bluetooth speaker. It is a very solidly built speaker, and it feels really high quality and premium. Comparing it to that Archer speaker I took a look at last time, this thing feels much more solid. It is also much more expensive though. On the bottom we have this nice rubber. All the way along the bottom we have 4 little feet here, but this whole base right here is rubber. Also on the bottom we have the X-Bass Bluetooth speaker, the model number, the input voltage, and the output power. Now this speaker is rated at 2 times 10 watts. I don't actually think it is, but it's rated at 2 times 10 watts. It's pretty loud and sounds really good. I'll get further into that later in this video. So on the front, as we can see if I get the lighting right here, we have a passive radiator in the middle about that big, and 2, what looks to be 1 inch, but it says in the manual 45mm speakers on each end. These are the only actual speakers in the cabinet, but we have a reasonable sized passive radiator here in the middle, and then on the back we have a much larger passive radiator. Also on the back up close we have the headphone jack, auxiliary input, the micro USB, and the power button. Now talking about the headphone jack and micro USB, included with this speaker is a micro USB cable and a 3.5 to 3.5mm cable that have a really funny texture, and I really actually quite like the feel of these things. But Blitzwolf are also nice enough to send out this nice 3.5mm auxiliary braided cable that I haven't actually used yet, but the actual build quality of this thing feels top notch. And I'm going to be using this inside of my car to replace the cheap one that is in there at the moment. But this cable feels of high quality, and if you're looking at a nice feeling, nice looking cable, I'd highly recommend this from Blitzwolf to use if you want to use it in your car or something like that. This is definitely a nice feeling cable. So gold plated on both ends, and yeah, this one's a 1 meter cable. So with that being said, on top of the speaker we have the Blitzwolf logo, a nice metal ring around the outside. We have the phone call answer button, also a hang up button, because this speaker supports calls. So you can take a Bluetooth call on this thing. This thing has a microphone built in and will play the person on the other end of the phone call's voice out of the speakers. On top you also have the volume down and up. Now this is separate to your phone's volume down and up, so don't go turning this all the way up. Turn your phone's volume all the way up and use the volume on this to prevent the most hiss you can. Previous and next track, I love it when companies do these separate instead of long holds, because it's just such a pain, and it looks nice like this anyway. And then of course a play pause button. We also have a status LED indicator here, which can be used for connection modes, when it's on, when it's running low on battery, and when it gets some form of error. So if you're at full volume and you're trying to turn it further, it'll also tell you by the color here. So let's boot this thing up. Now this thing I love doesn't have a stupidly loud boot up noise. That is it. That is extremely quiet, probably 50 decibels of output, and this thing, as you can see by the LED here blinking pink, is actually turned all the way up. So as you can see here, the status light is flashing blue for Bluetooth pairing, because the Bluetooth on my phone is currently off. When I press this volume up, it flashes pink and red to let me know that the volume is already maxed out. So let's pair this thing up to my phone, do a sound quality test on it, and let me know your thoughts in the comments, the sound on this, and I'll give you my personal take on the sound quality after the sound demo. Alright, so there it is, my sound demo and review of the Blitzwolf BW-F4. Again, like the Archer speaker, it kind of lacks in the bass, which I actually didn't believe would be the case because it has a pretty big passive radiator on the front and a huge one on the back. But again, they lack a tiny bit of bass, but maybe I'm just comparing it to those Bose SoundLink Minis, which somehow pack an incredible amount of low end for such a small package. But I'm yet to be sent a really bass heavy Bluetooth speaker, and that would be awesome. But with that being said, this Bluetooth speaker sounds awesome. Yes, it lacks the tiniest bit of bass, but as far as sound quality goes, this thing is absolutely incredible. If you're listening to some nice jazz or some really nice music like that with some piano or something, this speaker is really crisp and great sounding for it. With that being said, if you've enjoyed this video, leave a like on it, subscribe to my channel down below if you haven't already, and I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next video.